One woman hopped on a podcast thinking she could tell Charleston White how to run his content, and he reminded her exactly why that was a mistake. Another went viral for scoffing at the word obey during her wedding vows, and Charleston made sure the whole internet heard what he thought about that. These are 11 times Charleston White humbled entitled women. When you call Charleston White onto your platform, you better be ready for whatever comes with it. During a late-night phone interview, a female host thought she could come at him sideways, questioning his approach and suggesting he change how he moves online. The entitlement in her tone was unmistakable, like she had the authority to tell a grown man how to run his own content.
That you come off, and it's like because of social media, the way that sometimes we are perceiving you, it's like you thriving off.
That's my intention.
No shade.
That's my intention.
She really thought Charleston was about to sit there and take notes. But he made it absolutely clear from the jump that he didn't come online to pretend, and he's only doing what everybody else does.
Because this is what I know. Everybody on social media, I ain't never seen nobody post an eviction notice. I ain't never seen nobody post they argument when them and they woman arguing with each other.
The host tried to keep things civil, but Charleston was just warming up. He wasn't done explaining exactly why his delivery works and why he doesn't owe anybody an explanation for how he operates.
So I came online to be a villain. I came up with a delivery that's so cold, not only have it gotten me rich, it's gotten me famous.
But when the woman kept pushing, acting like she was entitled to dictate how he should present himself, that's when Charleston really went off. He laid out exactly what he's accomplished and made it clear he doesn't need validation from anybody.
I came online to have a plan. I don't give a f who don't like it. I done bought my mama a new car. I got 3 houses. I don't give a f which black person don't like me. Y'all can kiss my.
You could hear the tension through the phone line. The host was regretting this whole setup. But Charleston wasn't about to hang up without making one final point that shut the whole conversation down.
And can't no woman tell me about thing if I ain't f***ing her. Man, can't no black woman tell me a mother thing and I ain't f***ing her. If a ain't laying down giving me no sit up talk to me.
Charleston White got off that call saying exactly what he was going to say, and nobody was going to change his mind. But checking entitled women on podcasts is one thing. Wait until you see what happened when a woman felt entitled to sympathy for her own terrible dating choices. During an IG live conversation about black women and their dating choices, the topic turned to why so many end up with men who become irresponsible and absent fathers. One woman wanted to put all the blame on men and then used herself as an example, admitting she keeps attracting convicted felons. Instead of taking accountability for her own patterns, she felt entitled to sympathy and validation from everyone listening. Charleston had a completely different approach in mind, and he let her know.
And when she picked wrong, she blamed the man. My mama told me, you attract who you are. So if the black woman don't have nobody to submit and subserve to, that's because she's attracting all the wrong men.
The woman tried to defend herself, acting like she was entitled to make the same mistakes over and over without being called out. But Charleston wasn't having any of it. He flipped the whole conversation around and made her look directly in the mirror.
You have to ask yourself, what's inside of you that keep attracting convicted felons? Because check game. Mama and grandmama say spirits are familiar with each other.
Charleston broke down exactly why patterns don't just happen by accident. He explained the psychology behind attraction in a way that left the whole room completely silent.
It could be abuse. You may be used to being abused, and he may be an abuse. So you attracting abuse because you're used to being abused. Some women who've been molested attract molesters.
And just when you thought he was finished, Charleston delivered the final message that shut down any entitled excuses she might have had left.
Okay.
Man or woman, people do to you what you allow them to do to you. So, if you keep picking convicted felons, you might need to take a look in the mirror and say, man, why am I keep attracting criminals?
That woman came looking for validation and left with a reality check she'll never forget. But giving relationship advice is light work compared to what happened when an entitled woman pushed Charleston's buttons inside a church. In November 2024, Charleston White was at church, minding his own business, when a woman decided to go live on social media as she walked in. From the moment she started recording, it was clear she was bent on provoking him, announcing to her viewers that she was going to sit right next to Charleston White like she was entitled to his attention. And when Charleston says someone's messing with him, you already know what's about to happen next.
I want to sit next to Charleston White. Could you usher me in? Where he at? Right there. Charleston White? With the bald head. Okay, I'm going to sit by Jesse's side to be good. I'm going to be on my best behavior.
Everything was calm at first. Charleston was sitting there peacefully, minding his business. But this woman felt entitled to provoke him, like she could test a man in the house of God without consequences. She kept pushing, kept testing, and Charleston's patience ran completely out.
Come over here with me. She come over here with me though. So she knew what she was doing, man. Get this away from me, man. Jesse, give me the keys, man. Yeah, that bitch with me. Didn't have to hear that.
The whole congregation was watching in shock. People were trying to calm things down, but Charleston wasn't backing off even an inch. He made it abundantly clear he didn't start this, but he was definitely about to finish it.
You say we call them queen. We call women like this in rap songs. And I done in church before. I don't give a about none of this guy. Man, that shouldn't have brought up my ass over with me.
Charleston proved that day that location doesn't matter one bit. If you feel entitled to come at him wrong, you're going to get that energy back regardless of where you are. But getting kicked out of church is nothing compared to when Charleston went off on Kamala Harris's campaign strategy. During the 2024 presidential election, Kamala Harris's campaign brought out celebrities like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion to connect with black voters. Charleston saw exactly what was happening, and he had a lot to say about the entitlement of thinking raunchy entertainers could speak for respectable black women.
She don't like black women because she did not put not one black woman on her platform. She went and got black. She went and got them rapping that shake their ass and pop their.
Charleston was just getting started. He broke down exactly what he thought the campaign was really saying about black women by feeling entitled to use these particular representatives to speak to voters.
She did not go get a woman that could talk. She did not get a black woman. She went and got black that know how to shake their ass and pop their titties. She did not go get an upstanding black woman to speak to black people.
Then Charleston started naming names, breaking down each celebrity choice and what he believed their entitled attitudes said about the campaign's priorities.
She went and got Glorilla, talk about Moose Knuckles. She went to go get Cardi B, who cheat on her husband. She went to go get Megan Thee Stallion, who done slept with over. She went and got Megan Thee Stallion, the industry.
Charleston made it clear he wasn't just attacking the celebrities themselves. He was questioning how entitled the campaign felt to assume these women could represent black women overall. But speaking on politics is one thing. Wait until you hear what Charleston had to say about entitled women and their social media behavior. In February 2024, Charleston White appeared on the Danza Project, and the conversation turned to dating, attraction, and why so many women have unrealistic expectations. Charleston broke down exactly why he thinks social media has created a generation of entitled women who believe every man should worship their body, and why that mindset is setting them up for failure.
The black man done become so obsessed with a woman that everybody playing on him with a fat the boy and the girl. Everybody playing because the black boy done become so assed obsessed.
Charleston made it clear that what the culture pushes isn't what every man actually wants. Then he pivoted to why women online behave the way they do.
That's why you see the black woman online now. She don't take straightforward pictures. It's everything because she think every man is enticed by her ass.
But Charleston wasn't just talking about pictures. He went deeper, explaining that the real problem is what happens when you actually try to have a conversation with these women.
If you can find the most beautiful black girl, but when you talk to her, man, this bitch ugly in the but she got some stinking thinking. This bitch up in the way she think, and she have some unrealistic expectation of what a man is.
And then Charleston broke down exactly where that entitled mindset comes from, and it goes back generations.
You know why? She ain't never seen a man just like we ain't. Her mama didn't have no man. Her grandmama didn't have no man. She been watching her mama in and out of fair relationship. Who showed her what a man is?
Charleston's take connected the dots between social media behavior, unrealistic expectations, and generational patterns. But if you thought that was controversial, wait until you hear what he had to say about a bride who went viral for all the wrong reasons. Back in 2023, a wedding clip went viral that had the internet divided. A bride standing at the altar in front of God and everybody heard one word in her vows that made her react in a way nobody expected. Charleston White saw that clip, and he had a lot to say about it.
In sickness.
In sickness.
And in health.
And in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in council.
We did talk about that in council.
Charleston wasted no time breaking down exactly what he witnessed and why it bothered him so much. The entitlement on display at what's supposed to be a sacred moment had him heated.
You don't need no husband then. If you can't obey your husband, how you gonna amend the vows of God? See, that's what's wrong with you bitches.
Charleston wasn't backing down. He explained exactly why he believes traditional vows exist and what happens when entitled women try to rewrite them to fit their feelings.
You up with them emotions. Now here it is, you done got with a man and y'all done vowed to marry one another. But because your emotions up, you want to amend God's word.
And then Charleston delivered his closing argument, connecting everything back to generational patterns that keep repeating themselves.
That's why your mama died without a man. That's why your grandmama died without the love and protection of a man. That's why you and this mother sitting up on a Saturday morning without the love, the comfort, the security, and the protection of a man.
That one left the internet speechless. But lecturing entitled women from behind a screen is one thing. Let's see what happened when Charleston showed up to a dating show and entitled women expected to be chosen. Around Christmas 2024, Charleston White showed up to the 20 Women vs. 1 dating show, and nobody was ready for what was about to happen. These women came prepared to impress. Hair done, makeup perfect, outfits on point, acting entitled to be chosen just because they showed up. But Charleston had other plans, and his reasons for rejecting them. Absolutely unhinged and hilarious.
No.
Broke ass.
Man, she lying to me. I take tips. Man, I take tips like a She lying to me.
And that was just the warm-up act. When the next woman stepped forward with entitled confidence, Charleston noticed something that immediately disqualified her in his eyes.
No.
N-O?
She representing the North.
Straight like that.
Buddy. Boy, she gonna have them cousins robbing you, sit kicking you.
None of that, baby. It's all true.
She got on black Michael Jordan tennis shoes. I went to jail the other week. Everybody in the holding tank had on Michael Jordan tennis shoes.
The woman tried to defend herself and her shoe choice, acting entitled to an explanation. But Charleston had made up his mind completely. Then another woman walked up, thinking she was entitled to a chance. And Charleston had a whole different issue with her.
No, I don't like booty meat. Go. I don't like nothing about that. She sang about sexy red, and that's that shit talking about. Man, get this little girl out of here.
What you got to say to him?
She ain't got nothing to say. No.
By the end of the show, the producers were running out of options completely. They had to start reaching just to find someone Charleston might possibly accept.
Man, I brought a white girl in here with Air Force One. No.
He rides more than I do,
Man,
so
I don't give a about nothing. You done brought a white girl in here with Air Force One.
Charleston rejected nearly every single entitled woman they threw at him that day. But that wasn't the only dating show where women found out the hard way that entitlement doesn't impress Charleston White. In February 2024, Charleston White showed up to another dating show, but this one had a twist. The women were hidden behind a red curtain, and all Charleston could see were their legs. His job? Filter them out based on what he saw. Simple enough, until the women he rejected started feeling entitled to talk back.
Oh, she brought them non-shaved legs out here.
I've been whacked.
When last time you been whacked? Cause I'm seeing some whiskers. Yeah,
I did go. I went to the wax people the other day. I have to wait another week to get in wax.
The woman tried to explain herself, but Charleston wasn't interested in excuses. He kept finding new reasons to critique what he saw, completely unbothered.
How you feeling?
Oh, I'm a little disappointed, but shit, but I keep fucking up.
You fucked up.
Shit.
That's when the tension started building. The lady decided to take a shot at Charleston.
Everybody can't climb trees and step up to a stallion.
I can, but I had to pick what I had to pick from. So, yeah, that's how that was.
And when they still wouldn't let it go, Charleston delivered a final message that put all their entitlement into perspective.
My grandmama was married 50-something years. Are any one of y'all married? Don't tell me about what you used to be, because we talking now. Are you married? Do you got a man? Do you got a man? That's why you ain't got no man, because you can't cook. Right now.
Charleston closed out that conversation with a reality check about what success in relationships actually looks like. Not entitlement. But turning down entitled women on dating shows is one thing. Wait until you hear Charleston go off on women who feel entitled to side with a rapper he didn't agree with. When the Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj beef reignited in 2025, Charleston didn't just pick a side. He broke down exactly why he believes black women are wrong for supporting Cardi over Nicki, and his reasoning went way deeper than just their music.
One thing I know about Nicki Minaj, she didn't nobody to get to the top. Birdman did, Drake did, she did not her way to the top, unlike Cardi.
Charleston explained exactly why he thinks the choice between these two artists says something deeper about entitled attitudes and misplaced priorities in the community.
That's how you know black women and young black girls is f***ed up, because they side with Cardi B over the Queen Nicki. This Nicki out there on mine.
Then Charleston broke down the difference between the two women's backgrounds and what he believes their stories represent for black women who feel entitled to celebrate the wrong role models.
Cardi B ain't black. She's a Latin, Spanish, black, twisted. Nicki Minaj is a sister. Ain't no way we go pick the Latin over the sister.
Charleston continued his comparison, pointing out what he sees as the fundamental difference between their paths to success.
The difference between Nicki and Cardi. One thing I know about Nicki Minaj, she didn't nobody to get to the top. She rapped her way to the top. She been around all the major players, all the big.
That debate went viral online, with people on both sides weighing in. But Charleston wasn't done talking about entitled women. Next up, he had something to say about body counts and leadership. In January 2024, Charleston White appeared on the Couch Confessions podcast, and the conversation turned to gender roles and double standards. A woman challenged him on why men can have high body counts, but women get judged for the same thing. Her entitled tone suggested she deserved equal treatment regardless of biology. His response broke down his entire philosophy on nature, design, and leadership.
You didn't ask me about kings who had many women. So I want to show you an example of something. You asked me about what about women who had many men, and then you specifically brought up Cleopatra. And I spoke to you about how she lost her kingdom because of that.
Charleston used history to make his point, drawing comparisons that left the entitled woman searching desperately for a counter-argument.
You can't find no other woman after her who have had many men and who was great.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
I have. So that's why I'm having this debate with you.
Then Charleston explained what he sees as the natural difference between how men and women are biologically designed, something no sense of entitlement can change.
God created a man to be fruitful and to multiply. That's why a woman gets pregnant and remains pregnant for 9 months. And while she's pregnant, a man can continue to impregnate other women. She can only get pregnant one time.
The conversation shifted to leadership, and Charleston dropped his most controversial take yet about entitled women in positions of power.
Women aren't analytical, right? That is true. That's why women are nurturers and men are hunters. That's why when God created man and woman, one have a emotional makeup and one have a analytical makeup.
That debate went on for a while, with neither side backing down. But if you thought that was intense, wait until you hear Charleston's take on entitled women calling every black man a narcissist. Charleston had been seeing a pattern online that was bothering him. Entitled black women calling every black man they disagree with a narcissist, using psychological terms as weapons while feeling entitled to never be called out themselves. So he decided to address it head on, and his response turned into one of his most talked about moments.
So the black woman is trying to manipulate the black man with the word narcissist. Oh, he's a narcissist. You fit every term of a narcissist as a black woman. That's why you have 2 or more baby daddies. That's why the average black woman
Charleston flipped the entire accusation around, pointing out what he sees as blatant hypocrisy and entitlement in how the term gets weaponized.
The average black woman have 2 or more children by 2 or more men before she get with a man and try to say, you need to be with me. Your pussy contaminated.
Then Charleston went even deeper, explaining his perspective on what he believes entitled attitudes really do to relationship dynamics between black men and women.
And the only time you'll show me some affection is when you're pulling on my dick. Now, once you can't pull on my dick, I don't get the same love and affection you get when you're pulling on my dick.
Charleston continued breaking down what he sees as the real power dynamics in black relationships, how entitlement and emotional manipulation go hand in hand.
Her temperament controls our relationship. She will emotionally bully you based off how she feels to manipulate you with her feelings to make you do what she wants you to do.
And Charleston closed it out by explaining what he believes all of this entitled behavior ultimately leads to in relationships.
She's not operating in your best interest. She don't give a damn about your God purpose. She wants your ass home. If your God purpose got you out at a certain time at night.
Charleston White never holds back, whether he's on a podcast, at church, on a dating show, or anywhere else. Entitled women thought they could check him, challenge him, or demand things from him. And every single time, Charleston reminded them exactly why that was a mistake. Love him or hate him, he's going to speak his mind exactly how he sees it. And that's exactly why millions of people can't stop watching every time he opens his mouth.